Hey gang, this is Mike with my Real Estate Dojo, and today's lesson is about why you should work the expired MLS list as a real estate investor. So let's dive in and get started, gang. Alright, today's lesson is about why you should, as a real estate investor or even as a realtor, why you should work the expired MLS listing. I'm going to give you a couple of reasons and then how I use it for my business. Okay, guys? Number one reason why you should use the expired MLS listing is that these individuals have been identified. For example, if you watch my video on lead processing, you know that you have to go and advertise to the darkness, which could be infinite amount, and then you're going to get some leads that identify themselves, say, hey, I'm interested in your product. So you have to advertise to all this amount, then you're gonna get this much leads that's identified themselves, so I'm interested. Out of this much leads, then you're gonna work them, then you're gonna get some potential, etc. So the good news is that the time and the advertisement cost to go out there and market to that mass amount of people, the infinite is what I call, because we don't know who's out there. It costs a lot of money, it costs a lot of time and energy. So that process has already been eliminated and is now to the sellers, which have expired. That's why I love the expired MLS, because you now go and spend your time and energy targeting motivated people that have actually raised their hand and said, hey, I want to sell my house. Because it's a lot easier to fish in a bucket where the fishes don't have that many where to go, and you can identify the fishes, than it is in deep sea water where they could go anywhere and you can't even see the bottom of the pit per se. So once again, please pay attention. When you market to expired MLSs, these sellers have already identified themselves at, hey, I want to sell my home. So you're eliminating advertising and putting the energy to the masses, okay, which is a great advantage step point. So advertising to sellers on the expired list is going to produce you a better yield than advertising to an infinite number. We don't know who they are, and we're just trying to send them information or through different medias like marketing, flyers, etc., email, call blasts, etc., just to allow them to even call back or raise their hand and say, hey, I'm interested in your services. So that's the great reason why I love the expired MLS, is that these sellers have already identified it. Now, just because they've already identified themselves, it doesn't mean your job's going to get a lot easier. Your job is still as hard, but you've already came so much of the way. For example, like a test, that's you get 100. With the expired list, you've already came 50% or 40% because somebody else did the hard work. Usually a realtor. They went and advertised, they couldn't sell their home for whatever reason. The seller wanted too much, or the realtor wasn't good, or whatever, a combination of that, or whatever the reason. Now that seller wants to sell it. So the next point is why I love expired listing, is because the emotional state mind that the seller's going through may tilt them to be a motivated seller. And notice that I say may tilt them, because it's not always a guarantee. Okay? Why? Because a motivated expired seller tried to list their home. They were interested. They listed with a realtor. They waited X amount of days, maybe 66 months, maybe less, maybe more, and they haven't sold their home. Now they're emotionally down. They're like, oh man, I wanted to move with the next chapter of my life. That couldn't happen. So they might be in a situation where they may consider different options where they wouldn't initially when they started their journey of selling the home with the realtor. They may experiment with terms, owner financing. They may experiment with selling the property at a deeper discount. They may experience with, renting the property or things of that nature. So targeting motivated sellers at this stage when they just recently expire is really good, because they're checking their emotions like, hey, I expected to go to the next chapter of my life. That didn't happen. Bam! I got punched in the face. Oh my gosh. Let me reevaluate the situation. Not always, but it's a really good time to come in and be a hero and create a win-win situation. Let them know how you can solve their problem, no matter if they have no equity or low equity, or even if they have their house clear and clear, because you're a problem solver. Another great reason to market to motivated sellers or expired sellers is besides them being on the verge of being motivated, is that you have all their information there. Okay, for example, you could pull up their phone number. You know, you could put their name into Facebook and pull them up individually on Facebook. So there's a lot of things you could do. So all the information is there. So if you're a go-getter, you have everything here, just like a gym, and you just got to now show up to get the results. Okay, it's a lot harder to build your facility, to figure out how to come up with exercise equipments and build that, and then go to the gym. Where in this case, you already have the gym. You just got to show the fuck up and do the hard work, and you're gonna get some deals. Now, I've used the expired list in many different ways, but I'll give you a couple of examples. What you could do is get the expired list, hire a data entry person, get them to pull up the phone numbers for these sellers, okay? Or you could buy the data from a data seller, okay? You know, you just type it in Google, like data broker or information broker, and there's a lot of them, okay? And they'll sell you that information. And what you're gonna do is, once you get their phone number, you're gonna call them, you're gonna call blast them, you're gonna text message them, okay? And then you also have their address, so you could definitely do the mails. Now, you really need to follow up with my video called 6 for Success. And basically, in a nutshell, that says that we need to hit the sellers at least 6 times in 6 different medias to be able to get them. So that's why I said you want to call them, you want to text message them, you want to write them letters, and now they're seeing different medias, getting your information 6 different times, which is going to show them that you do go the extra mile and you're in the front of their mind more than most other people. Okay, now one other thing I forgot to mention is that this is a good time for investors to hit up the expired listings, because now this seller has a bad taste with the realtor, or they may have a bad taste with the realtor, so they may not want to go that route, which is another good reason to hit up the expired listings, okay? Now, coming back to the list, make sure you broadcast them. Like, so if you get expired list, let's say 2,000 people, it may not be worth sitting there and spending like a week or 2 weeks calling 100 people a day. You might just want to run into a machine, broadcast machine, and just boom, hit all these people in matter of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour. Depends how you want the blast to go through. And all you got to do now is be on the phone, just answer incoming calls and scan from a motivated seller, which you could actually hire a virtual assistant to do that for you instead of you doing it if you don't want to. But if you don't have the money, then you could do it yourself, okay, guys? Now, simply put, expired MLS is almost like a gold mine that people tell you, hey, there's where the mine is. This is guaranteed gold. Now you got to dig it. It's kind of like a gym. You know, if you go there and you do the equipment, you're going to get results. Same thing with expires. It's there if you're willing to put the sweaty on there, if you're willing to knock on those guys' doors, if you're willing to send them a text message, if you're willing to call them, if you're willing to write them letters, you're going to get deals. Very simple, guys, okay? These people are trying to sell their home. They want to sell their home. It just happened to work. You can't get it any easier than that, okay? Now, if you don't know what to say, download my seller script, guys. It shows you how to negotiate with a seller, how to do terms, how to do owner financing, how to give cash offer, etc. Now, guys, if you like these videos, please like, please share. If you really love these videos and you feel like I'm giving you trade secrets, come on board. Join my dojo club. It's $500 for the whole year. You get the level 1 paperwork. You get 3 hours of one-on-one coaching with me. I charge $750 an hour, and my coachings are way more than $5,000, the entry level. So 3 hours of one-on-one coaching is going to help you do deals if you're the type of guy or the type of woman that wants to reach your goals and you're not going to take a no for an answer and you're willing to hustle and bustle. But if you're the type of person that wants excuses, if you want a type of person that wants to sell you, if you want a magic pill, or if you want like something just like this, then guys, I don't have that shit. I don't sell that shit, and I'm the wrong camp for you. But if you want to download my trade secrets, if you want to download all my experiences, and just like a personal trainer at the gym that's going to get results, then